Hi, I'm Morgan, if you don't remember, and from now on, I'm going to be taking over the Sunday spot instead of Eleanor. Um, I can't wait. I have lots of great video ideas, and so I hope you guys continue to watch and enjoy them. I'm in the process of moving right now, which is why there aren't any Beatles decorations going on. They're all kind of put away, so sorry about that. But today I'm jumping on the bandwagon and I decided to do the vinyl tag, but I'm going to do the vinyls tag using only Beatles albums and Beatle related albums. So solo albums and just anything that has a Beatles song on it, I said counted. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So this is the first Beatles album I've ever had. It's a reprint of Abbey Road, obviously. It's very special to me because not only is it the first Beatles record I've ever had, it's actually the first record I've ever had. And obviously, you're a Beatles fan if you're watching this video. And it's just such a genius record, and it really does deserve to be appreciated as much as it is. The oldest Beatles album that I own is A Hard Day's Night, the original motion picture soundtrack, which, if I'm not mistaken, was released in 1964. I am so attached to this one. I got it in a thrift store for $1, and it is the first press of it. It even has a typo on the back. Instead of I'll cry instead, it's I cry instead. And it also has the forged signatures of all of the Beatles 3 times. One here, which is super faded. I don't think it's even picking up on camera, and one here. So, that's a weird thing. So, the newest album that I have, I believe, is Stars on Long Play, which isn't obviously one of the traditional Beatles albums or a solo Beatles album, but it has a huge Beatles medley on side 1. It's like all the Beatles songs meshed together, all the popular Beatles songs meshed together with the beat behind it. It's a really weird album, but I love it. Apparently, it was really popular in the 80s because my uncle, who was a DJ in the 80s, said that he owned this and he used to play it and it was a big hit at parties. So that's all that I know. The next question in this tag is, what is your favorite album? And I couldn't pick between the White Album and Rubber Soul, so I just decided to show both of them. Rubber Soul was my favorite Beatles album for the longest time. I think it's the start of a new era, really, with the Beatles. This one is a reprint, super recent reprint. I got it from Barnes & Noble. There isn't a single song on this entire album that I dislike, so I think that's why it's always been one of my favorites. Every time I hear it, I just have to stop and bask in it. So it's a really good album. And then obviously everybody's favorite Beatles album, the White Album. This one is a reprint from the 70s. I got it online, so it doesn't have obviously the poster or anything. It's not worth anything, but it's very special to me. It was one of the last Beatles albums that I ever sat down and listened to. And when I did, it just kind of struck a chord with me, and so it's one of those albums where I listen to the songs and they bring me back to certain times in my life, and I think that's why I like it so much, but it really is a good album. My favorite cover is the Best of George Harrison album. I think this album is so freaking cool looking, and it has a great song list. First of all, it has paint splatter background, but when you look at it, it looks like space almost. I don't know, that's what it makes me think of. And it has this cool architectural design and this awesome charcoal drawing of George Harrison, and then this cool futuristic font. And then on the back, it has a bunch of different George Harrisons, and then a Hinduism symbol, and then more George Harrisons, and more, of course, of that paint splatter, and then these ones, which I think look like shooting stars. But that's not all. On the inside, the casing is the full drawing of George Harrison done so you can see up his shirt and everything. And then on the back is little baby George. And then on the actual record itself, there's more George Harrisons. Oh, it's upside down. There's more George Harrisons and more of that space print. The track list for this album is one of my favorites as well. It includes Something, If I Needed Someone, Here Comes the Sun, Taxman, Think for Yourself, For You Blue, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. So those are like all of his Beatles songs. And then on the other side is My Sweet Lord, Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth, You, Bangladesh, Dark Horse, and What Is Life. So yeah. This one was a gift from my mother. She picked it up at an arts and crafts show, I think, which is kind of a weird place to get a record. But yeah, so this concludes my Beatle tag. Thank you for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys again next week. Bye!